What is going on, my friends? Welcome back on track with Jack. We're back here for the February round of K1 Circuit Semi-Pro Series. We're starting, unfortunately, P5 in the E-main, which, yeah, there was 5 races and I was in the last one. So, still not good pace. I mean, I feel like I have good pace on the track. It's just still my weight is kind of crazy high, so it's kind of holding me back a little bit. And you can see that on like the first couple of laps. However, this race is pretty crazy for the first couple of laps, but after about lap 4 or 5, it starts to kind of settle down. Anyway, we're rolling off here onto the formation lap, or formation corner, rather. And thanks to my buddy JCap Racing, I'll link him in the description. He has a great channel for these races as well. He also provided some offboard footage for us. It'll only be for the first half of the laps, but it's still pretty nice to see something besides my view. Anyway, we're here in the tram lines. We're going green, green, green. Immediately, this kart felt great off the line. We're up to P4. Inside of turn 2, around the outside, a little bit forced wide, but we're up to P2 out of turn 3, which is a fantastic start. Although the leader's already kind of gapping us here. As you can see, the track layout is pro track with chicanes. As we come around here through deviation 2 down to turn 5. He goes really wide. I also get a snap of oversteer, kind of overcorrect, going a little bit wide as well. And you can see someone bends it in the offboard footage and out of turn 5. And no caution, but they are going to have to check to make sure that guy in the cart's okay. Coming through the 8-9 chicane here, I get a little bit of time right there. On the 27. Coming around the turn 10 hairpin, you can see, even though I have a great exit, he's just going to start pulling away. You can see us on the offboard coming around the final corner. We both go a little bit wide, but yeah, neither of us got pinned for track. They're really strict on it tonight, but I think we were both okay. Get a good run out of turn 3, RMC. And again, he's just going to have that straight line speed over me. He goes a little bit wide, but kind of slows me down enough to have a good exit enough to run away. You see the gap is kind of even between the first, second, and third positions. We come down the S's here. I'm just trying to put laps down. I know this kart feels good, so more or less just trying to stay consistent, put good laps down. As we're coming here onto lap 3, do a quick check behind me just to check the gaps. And back up the 1, 2, 3 sequence. See, you can see the leader is just pulling away, taking the entire field to gap of these right now. You get a small snap of oversteer on the exit of turn 4 out of the second apex, but nothing too crazy. And back down the S's again. And this lap is very quick compared to last one's, obviously because of the different track configuration. We're skipping a whole sector of the track. But I like this layout. It's just a matter of getting this 8-9 chicane down. It's kind of hard. There's not really a whole lot of braking references for that because of the speed. The difference in speed you have to carry through there is a little bit crazy. Also, you'll see me sometimes take my hand off the steering wheel. That's because it was really kind of cold that night. There was a lot of fogging up in the visors, so you can see me kind of just take my hand to wipe it off. We're going to have P3 lunging it down the inside of RMC here. He's going to push me really wide. I'm just going to the gravel. He's going to take P3 away. We're side by side going through the first deviation. I brake a little bit earlier, try to get a little switchback going, but he kind of shuts me out, and you can see I get a little upset because that's not really a fair defensive move. He kind of Just closes me out of the second apex at turn 4. But anyway, we move on. Gotta try and earn that position back, so we're chasing him here down the hill. S's. He takes a really tight exit. Why? I don't know. He just kind of... I thought it was to defend, but he comes back to the racing line. I guess he realized I was far back enough. I don't think he checked backwards. Get a little bit closer on the exit of that A9 chicane. He goes a little bit wide on the exit, and I get right alongside him. Have a great run, but again, that straight line is just going to be kind of my death. He's going to come back alongside. And I'm like, okay, let's brake super early. Boom, my signature switchback at the exit of that corner. You can see I gave him a little nod. Kind of a little bit of a taunt as we start lap 5 here. And we already have a little bit of a gap because of the, he had to slow down a lot to prevent himself from going off the track limits. But this guy got a lot of track limits, let me tell you. He went off so many times on the last corner just trying to catch me that he lost a lot of positions, because the way it works at K1 circuit is, at least for the semi-pro, if you go 4 wheels past the rumble strips, they're going to dock you a position each time you do that, which is really strict for a, you know, a semi-pro series as they call it. Anyway, back through the 8-9 chicane, round turn 10 hairpin, coming down the 750-foot back straight here, where they typically do race starts for all the SCUSA and the Tri-C. Come around the last corner and get a nice little drift, carry a good amount of speed. You can see in the offboard he's already going up as we go half distance on the race. You can see how much he has to actually throw it around the track limits to even just try and get close to me. And as we're coming around the start of this lap, I just want to apologize. I know this video is very late. By the time I'm editing this, actually, you know, I already completed the March round a few days ago. So it has been a crazy last month. Jobs and personal stuff going on. I'm still going to try and get these videos out. I'm still, unfortunately, working on Road to Daytona for iRacing. I was in the middle of editing my thing. I'm just going to record a new video for episode 2. So stay tuned. We also have the March round of the K1 Speed Anaheim Challenge GP that I need to work on as well. So we'll hopefully get out in time. I'll get out in a timely manner. See it back down in the bottom right of your screen. He's just throwing it around. He actually has a great run coming up on me. He's going to throw it down the inside of RMC again. I leave the space so he doesn't barge into me, and I keep the speed going. I'm a slingshot using that 11% banking. I actually don't know the degree of banking. I think it's... I don't know, I'd have to check. Anyway, I use the banking as a slingshot, keep my position. You can see P4 as well as even catching P3. So I'm leading a nice little train. I didn't know it at the time, of course. I'm just kind of making sure he's not side by side to close him off in the chicane. With a little bit of that inside curb, or I guess outside curbing. This isn't going to slow me down too much. I noticed that a little bit more of a gap. It's kind of hard to tell because it's not the full FOV of the camera, or else this video will have huge black bars, which I know carry from the speed. But you can see in the bottom right, he is nowhere to be found. I don't even know what happened here. Maybe they just both had a slow exit, a little bit of contact. I don't know, but now we're just going to settle down. I'm just going to keep it pushing. I think we did actually 11 laps. When they say that it's 10, I guess they're kind of making up for all the times that we haven't done 10 before. Anyway, you can see my lap time's been pretty consistent throughout this race, which I'm pretty happy with. It's only a couple of tenths deviation, if that. It's kind of hard to, because we only get about 20 laps in throughout the night, because qualifying and the 2 qualifyings you get about maybe 5 or 6 laps in. And then obviously the race is about 10. So it's not, and then the track configuration will change every month. And that kind of surprises us, which you guys will see in next month's video, which I'll explain about that in that video. But for now, I'm just going to focus on getting this this race done. Road track with. You can see me lifting my head there, which I wish you can. Sorry, that was my fastest lap as well. You can see me kind of lifting my head because even though I'm wiping my visor down on the back straight to get out of fog, by the end of that straight, it's still fogged up insanely. I couldn't see anything while I was racing. So you can see me kind of lift my head because there's a little part in the bottom right of my visor where there's no fog I can see outside. I was just checking for the white flag because this race felt super long already at this point, even though it's only lap 9. Because I'm used to running the 8 laps that they would always do. And you can see a huge change in the lap times between lap 7 and lap 8. Lap 8 being my fastest at a 107.019, which is by no means the fastest lap of the night from any of the races. I think probably the fastest lap in qualifying was a 103 or something, 102. Anyway, coming down here, I checked for the white flag again. We don't get it, which is kind of weird considering it's lap 10. But I say it'll come next time around. Again, I have no contention now. I have no clue where the leader is. I don't even know if you can see him from the camera's view. Yeah, he has just absolutely disappeared. I wouldn't be surprised if he actually lapped some cars. One good thing about coming back and narrating this, or I guess putting commentary over this so late, I get to watch back, kind of see based off what I've improved between now and back then. So it's a nice little learning experience for me, and you guys get some entertainment. Come around, see the white flag waving, so I'm like, okay, I'll lock in for this final lap of the race. It's about 3 tenths slower that lap, but anyway, you can see in the bottom left for lap 11. Anyway, yeah, we're going to finish this race in P2. Like I said, not really a whole lot of contention. P1 is nowhere to be found, P3 is nowhere to be found, so we're just going to cruise home with a nice 2nd place finish. So I'll let you guys enjoy this last lap. Coming here, approaching turn 11, the final corner. I threw it around the outside. It was a perfect little power slide through it. I'm across the checkered. Even if it is Group E, it's still a nice little podium. Wave to my friends. Jasper and J-Cap, who was recording that offboard footage for us, my girlfriend. All those good people. And this is a very lonely cool down lap. I just take it nice and slow, make sure the tires aren't screeching down these S's, which they don't like. Yeah, again, apologies guys that this video is super laid out. I'm going to try and lock in and get these get the March races out as soon as I can, as well as record a new Road to Daytona video. I don't know if any of you guys saw it, but I did a 4-hour race at Coda on the Mont Ultimate with one of the International Racing Series guys. Pretty interesting race, kind of boring sometimes, but still kind of interesting to watch. My first endurance race with a driver change. So, we're pulling the pits here. You can see I was 2nd out of 12th, 61st out of 71 for the entire A through E. championship on P54. And again, we're mainly just focusing on the K1 speed, so I'll see you guys in the next video. See you guys back on track. Bye-bye.